like adults while we're on TV?
Not if you're going to lie.
See,
I'll take a lie detector right now.
And you know what? I will take one because you said, first of all, now we're going to be real. Let's do one.
Okay, so neighbors have disputes. Kids will be kids. They do crazy things. Is this annoying or
no, it's very dangerous to the point where we put our house up for sale. I mean, when it goes to the point where they're constantly filming us in the backyard, my children, and trying to set our swing set, blow it up, I mean, that's the point of it steps over the boundaries. It's time to get out.
When you say they tried to blow it up, what do you mean?
I mean, they set a mortar shell of some sort under the swing set and tried to blow it up.
Is that more likely it was a firework than a mortar shell?
Under these circumstances, if this wasn't the case, I would totally blow it off as a firework. But since these people have been harassing us and falsely accused us of so many things.
All right, well, let's talk about that. What is it they're accusing you of? What is it they're saying you do?
They say that they do not like us calling the police on when the dogs are barking at all hours of the night. I mean, the dogs bark 24/7. They have come around the neighborhood, taken pictures of our house, got in confrontations with our neighbors, and, threatened to have protests in our neighborhood, threatened to, bring gangs in to intimidate us.
These dogs are barking 24/7.
Yes.
That's 24 hours a day.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Yes.
Yes.
Those dogs must be really hoarse.
When we say all day, we don't mean literally barking nonstop. We're saying they bark, take a breath, bark. I mean, they're barking all day. When we say barking all day, that doesn't mean literally barking all day.
You say they're threatening to bring gangs in to do what? To beat you up?
We're not sure.
And you're afraid of Maritha.
Yes.
Why?
Well, she's a big girl. I mean, and she's definitely have a mouth on her.
She says you're an agitator.
I don't know how I'm an agitator.
Well, were you nosy? Did you go over and start asking a bunch of personal questions?
Never have I asked her any personal questions, ever. When I got home, she moved in on a Friday. We got home on a Monday. I walked over and was going to introduce myself to her, and she's cussing me under her breath. Like, stay the away from me, you B. And I'm like, I told him, I just kept going and got to her, and I'm like, hello, my name's Jonna. I thought I'd introduce myself. She goes, you're the one that called animal control on me. And I'm like, I just got home from out of town. And she's like, you were on the deck calling animal control. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I just got home, literally. So I stood over there 2 hours convincing her that we're not out to get her. We just got into town. I said, I'd love for you to meet my kids. And her 3 boys were standing outside. I introduced myself to them. They all ignore me, except for a 15-year-old. He was the only polite one. Mm-hmm. And eventually, after 2 hours, finally convinced her that him and I were not out to get her. We just got home. Mm-hmm. So we ended on a very good note that night, that we're not out to get her. If you need anything, please come knock on the door. And so she proceeded to say, yeah, I need a deck and a fence. You know anybody? I said, yeah, I'll get you a referral. We know several people. So 2 days later, him and I were out in the yard, and I'm like, let me run inside, get a referral for her. I forgot to get it. So him and I walked to her. She's outside again. And I said, Maritha, I have your referral that we talked about. And then she cusses me again under her breath, walks in the back door like I wasn't even standing there. So everybody else was standing there. And I'm like, is your mother coming back out? I don't know. And then him and I just looked at each other like, I guess not. Let's go. So we walked off. I've never had another conversation with her. I mean,
have you lost your temper with her?
Yes, I have.
You say they take pictures of y'all. Did she take this picture?
I'm sure she did. I mean,
What are you saying here?
I have no idea.
Who
knows? I'm like,
is this where you're saying I've got your referral?
No.
No, I have had to. I'm not going to lie. When my son comes upstairs and tells me my neighbor's screaming, all you neighbors, I walk outside on the deck, and my neighbor is having confrontation with her. And so, of course, she goes at it with me and tells me to take my wife back in the house.
Okay, Alan and Jonna say they had to install surveillance cameras around their house because they're afraid their neighbor, Maritha, will take her feud too far and kill them or one of their children. It appears that Maritha also has surveillance cameras because she's got pictures of them. Well, we're going to meet their neighbor and find out what she has to say about these accusations after the break because Maritha is here. We'll talk to her when we come back.
Maritha has a criminal past.
I did some digging online, and I found that she had served a 3-year sentence for putting a hitman on her ex-husband. It makes me really sick to think that she tried to hire somebody to kill her ex-husband, and I could be next.
Alan says he is afraid his neighbor Maritha, who was convicted of hiring a hand to kill his husband, might pull out him and his wife Jana if this feud between them continues to escalate. But Maritha says it's her family that needs protection and have become prisoners in their own home, surrounded by surveillance cameras just in case Alan and Jana try to come on her property and harm them. Take a look.
Jana and Alan have been harassing me since I moved in. I am sick and tired of it. I believe because I am a lesbian and in an interracial relationship, that is a problem for Jana and Alan.
Jana has been the instigator in keeping this neighborhood in an uproar. She makes herself look like the victim. The police have been called to my residence approximately 17 times. The majority of those for my dogs are working. My dogs are therapy dogs for 2 of my disabled sons. This started from my dogs being abused. The kids started off by spraying our dogs with water. Also, I'm finding rocks that have been thrown over in my yard. My dogs are barking because there's something not right. Jana and Alan are falsifying police reports.
Jana has told the entire neighborhood, the entire subdivision, that she knows I assaulted my neighbor. But in the police report, there are no witnesses.
I have surveillance cameras in case there are any more false accusations.
Up here, you have a motion light where you see the flag. There's motion lights of someone, kids, my kids, anyone comes out in the back. There's a camera. There's another camera. That's from our home alarm system that came with our package. The surveillance cameras that we do have, it's for our protection on our property.
There was one morning, we were returning from walking our dogs. A couple days later, I found out that there was a call placed through the emergency system saying that there was 2 suspicious black males in our neighborhood. When we leave our home, we do live in pairs. In case something happens, we do have a witness. They can ruin our lives.
Are you getting picked on in this situation? And if so, why?
You know, I have the slightest idea. I don't. Yes, we are being harassed.
Jana says she comes over to introduce herself to you after being out of town, and that you're cussing her under your breath and accusing her of calling animal control and telling her to get her white back in the house.
First of all, that is not true at all. My sons and I interacted very well with Jana.
I must live on a different planet.
Well, I know
I
that
had a
she
whole
did
different
state-
conversation with somebody else new. When I
He's
walked over to
asking me
introduce
questions.
myself.
When you introduce yourself, like I said before, we had a cordial
No, we
conversation.
did not. You
That was your
cussed me under your
interpretation?
breath.
Why would
You
I
were
curse you
cussing.
under my breath and I
That-
have never met you?
I went
That
home and
makes no
asked him.
sense.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I did not even know who you were. Didn't know your
Maritha,
name.
Own it. We're here. I'm here to
We're
get
gonna
you
own
help.
some things?
I wrote in
We're
to
gonna
get you
own some
help.
things? Wait a
I
minute.
wrote in to get help.
To get help for yourself, I'm
No, for
assuming,
you.
because you have some serious problems going on.
You
Alan,
have no
hold on.
idea.
Honey, you're digging
You have
into
no
my
idea
past. You're
what
digging
the
into my
truth is.
past.
You need to get help.
You need to learn
And
how
this
to
is why I
read and
reached out to him.
investigate. And you need to
Because
wait.
something
Hold
is
on.
not right.
Let's talk. Come on, can we try to talk like adults while we're on TV?
Not if you're going to lie.
See, that's your problem. You stood outside with my family and you called 2 of my nieces, 1 of my nephews, a half-breed, and
You
a
are lying
mulatto.
through your teeth. I'll take a lie detector right now.
And you know what? I will take one because you said, first of all,
Put her on a
now
lie
if we're going to be
detector
real,
test. Put her
let's
on
do
a lie
one. Let's do one. And I want you to do one too because the machine is going to blow up. The machine is going to blow up. Yeah, see, let me explain something to you, Jana. One thing I explained to you, and I explained it again here on TV. I have no problems with anyone until you start messing with my children.
You called the cops
To me,
and I
you do
stole
not-
your cat?
You do.
You have called,
You make me
called the
answer.
cops
Girl,
and
you're a
said that
challenge.
my
I'm done talking
kids
to you.
were
I'm done.
too loud on
Because
the trampoline?
You have too much time on your hand to go through the neighborhood.
Did you steal her cat?
Heck no.
Did you steal Melanie's cat?
No, I didn't steal
That's
anyone's
fine.
cat.
That's fine.
That
No,
is
somebody
fine.
took the cat. Or the cat's
Yes,
gone,
the
right?
cat tuxedo was gone. They stole our cat. There's 127 posts with Twitter with me tagged in it, my partner, and my son. We never responded to these people. Okay? One of the tweets said, "We have Tuxedo. He's a nice cat." We showed this to the police. He went over to the neighbor's home, came back and said that he found Tuxedo under their porch. 2 days later, Tuxedo was gone.
Well, we referred to Maritha's partner, Melanie. She's here, and we're going to meet her and talk about the mooning and the missing cat.
So this is interesting. First of all, did she say Maritha put out a hit on her ex-husband? Okay, I really hope that Dr. Phil actually circles back to that one because that's a pretty big topic right there. There definitely seems to be maybe misunderstanding happening. I don't know. They disagree on what their first encounter was like, so I don't even know how the rest of this episode will go if they can't even agree on that. It's definitely possible some discrimination is happening. Like she said, she's lesbian in an interracial relationship, and allegedly they called her nieces half-breeds. So yeah, that is thumbs down on that. But let's see what's happening.
Honey will do whatever Maritha tells her to do. My neighbor was watering his trees, and Maritha comes out screaming at him. Melanie, she decides to pull her pants down. She's literally got her butt up in the air, pressed up against the window. Then Maritha comes outside screaming, "Just mine." Melanie was charged with misconduct because children were in our backyards.
Honey, I'm more than willing.
Well, Alan and Jonna say that Maritha's partner, Melanie, is a vindictive, sneaky racist who called them white devils and referred to their 5-year-old adopted daughter as Ling Ling. But Melanie says her neighbor Jonna is her worst nightmare and has not only launched verbal attacks at her, but also spread rumors that she mooned another neighbor, an accusation she vehemently denies.
Since we moved into our home, Jonna has just been our worst nightmare. On July 3rd, my family and I were preparing to have a barbecue. Jonna was outside yelling, "Mulatto, half-breed, go back to where you belong." That's just obscene. Jonna seems to really like to stir the pot. She had told our neighbors, I guess since I work for the police department, we had heavy artillery in our home. We have no. Jonna and Alan, they're big liars. I mean, I've never, and nor would I ever, moon anyone in this neighborhood or anywhere else. I have 3 sons here. I have a clean record. I'm a military vet. I would never, in a million years, do something that crazy. We are prisoners in our own home. We're under constant surveillance.
Well, we put this camera up along with a few more around the house so that we could monitor what's going on.
It's stressful to my sons. We're all going to therapy. I've lost my job. I should be able to be walking freely through my neighborhood, not be intimidated, not to be forced to move. I feel like I'm in a war with Jonna and Alan that's never going to end.
Did you moon a neighbor?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why would they say you mooned a neighbor?
I just think it's another tactic to, try to get us out of the neighborhood.
Why do we feel like we're having issues in the neighborhood? We got printouts from the dispatch saying that we don't belong in the neighborhood. This is an all-white neighborhood.
None of that came from us.
I'm sure.
You wouldn't dare bother to find out who
I bet
called.
I have no time to sit up all day.
Really?
at
Why
home and
not? You don't
investigate
work.
people like you.
None of you guys
Or
work
anyone else.
on the internet going, hey.
None of you guys
Listen
work.
to me.
You have all the time in the world.
You don't work either. You run through the neighborhood doing
back
things
and forth,
that probably
back and
a
forth.
woman of good character should not be doing.
Do you stand in your yard and meow like a cat to get
Never.
under their skin?
Never. Meow?
That come from?
You
You
have-
just did it. You just did it. Meow. So you
Meow.
know what she's talking about.
What is she?
You just did it.
What?
Meow. So you know what she's talking about.
This
What do you
lion,
mean she
show it.
stands and meows? What?
I'll be outside mowing the yard work and stuff, and I hear meow, meow. Since Tuxedo's been gone, meow, meow, meow.
Is it the same thing like when you put on Twitter about Ling Ling, you want to go for a boat
Who is
ride?
Ling Ling?
Lately.
There are tweets from Melanie, Maritha, and Christopher, and this is a tweet. How's Ling Ling? Too bad Mama is drunk, Ling Ling. I wanted some Asian cuisine. Okay, now who wrote that?
So what's wrong with saying Asian cuisine? We just had some yesterday. We just had some. I like Asian food. Now, I want to know who the hell is Ling Ling?
We're not attacking anybody and anything.
I mean,
Well,
we're women, we're
but
gay.
you- but you
okay?
were saying-
Ling Ling,
But wait a minute. You were saying that there were no tweets like that and that nobody was talking about that. But here we have How's Ling Ling, and that's from.
So who is Ling
Melanie.
Ling?
She's
So we-
Asian. She's adopted, innocent little
So
girl
are
that
you
you
putting that- so
perpetrated.
why are you correlating Ling Ling with your daughter?
Yeah, you
Issues,
think you're so
issues
smart.
deep.
You're trying to
Deep
manipulate
issues.
this whole
You
deal.
need help, Hunt. You need help. You wrote in to really
We
get
need
yourself help.
No, you
So now,
didn't.
is that tagged to you?
So
you
Melanie,
wanted me to get help. So I'm trying to see why
Melanie,
you think
what
I
are
need
you
help.
talking about?
That is just like personal stuff back and
Go
forth
on.
between our friends.
Well, what does it mean?
You really want to know? Do you really want? Because we have toys that we name. I mean, honestly, I speak the truth. I'm not here to lie. Now, if you want to coordinate with your daughter with some names that we have, honey, go right on ahead. Have some fun in your life. Because
But you say Ling
Ling
Ling.
Ling has nothing to do.
You say that has to do with a sex toy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sorry you would even put that with your daughter because that's sick. I don't play with no kids like that.
Okay. You got Christopher up here who says we don't need control. We need cracker control. So
And
is
he
he
talks to
talking
his
about
friends.
crackers for his soup? Then he-
Yes. Crackers for his soup. Yes.
Jonna says Maritha's 21-year-old son is a pervert that scared her children. We're going to meet him and hear what he has to say about these allegations next.
My husband and I were asleep in bed, and we heard a loud explosive.
You can see on the video Maritha's 3 sons come out of the garage, light an explosive, and all 3 of them run back to the house when the explosion goes off.
We cannot believe that 3 children tried to blow my kid's swing set up. What's next? Is she going to try to kill us? Is she going to blow our house up?
Well, Jonna and Alan say their ongoing feud with their new neighbors has extended to Maritha's 21-year-old son, Christopher, who they claim set off explosives in their backyard. She referred to it as a mortar shell or something like that. Even though they claim they captured the explosion on their home surveillance cameras, Christopher denies having any involvement and says Jonna and Alan are lying and just trying to defame his character.
John and Alan believe that I set off an explosive in their yard. She had a grainy video. I couldn't even tell if these were adults or grown men or little kids. And they are obviously lying. I go to a very, very good university, and I would not jeopardize my presence at that university. It doesn't shock me that she would make these accusations because that's in her role as the malicious neighborhood gossip. They say that I sit in my kitchen window at all hours of the day and night and record them. I only record them in an effort to protect myself and my family from lies. I believe that John is a racist. She also relies upon negative stereotypes of African American people as being violent and criminal by nature. My worst fear is that the situation will spiral further out of control, and we will have another replay of the Mike Brown incident or the Trayvon Martin incident where one of my younger brothers, myself or my mother, will end up laying out there in the middle of that cul-de-sac.
Christopher, welcome. We've been looking at some of your tweets. When you're tweeting about we don't need control, we need cracker control, are you meaning we need to get the white folks under control in this neighborhood?
I very possibly might have been referring to them as some of our other neighbors that have been harassing and tormenting us since we moved into this neighborhood. I very well might have been. She's scared because my mother is a convicted felon. Martha Stewart is a convicted felon. So if Martha Stewart moved into the neighborhood, would you be afraid of her? Would you be doing all of these things to her? I think not.
And she also called you a pervert.
Yes, she did call me a pervert.
So those probably going to be some next false charges brought on you.
Probably, because that's what I believe they're trying to do. They're trying to keep
Do you believe that he was involved in setting off the explosion in your backyard?
Yes.
Were you?
No, I was not.
Do you know who was?
I do not know. It was July 5th. It was probably some little neighborhood kids running around playing with fireworks. Again, you have this narrative of black male as being violent, black male as being criminal.
Well, don't tell me I have a narrative. I'm asking questions. A narrative is a declarative statement. I'm asking questions, so I have no narrative.
They're declaring that we are violent, we are criminals, we are out to hurt them because, I don't know, they're saying that we're upset about them calling animal control on us, and we have in the house and things like that. There's not even a slingshot in our house. We don't use it. And we most certainly don't use explosives.
In the pre-interview, Christopher says the explosive happened at midnight and you were in bed. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. That's what you told us. Maritha says she never talked to the police about the fireworks and her sons were never questioned about it. Right?
When the police came to
arrested for it.
That's what you told us when we talked to you
the police came to our house on that particular night, okay, they came to tell me something about a wanted for questioning that was out for me.
At midnight?
But when we looked at the St. Charles County Police Department incident report, it says Maritha exited the residence and asked why I was here, quote, this time. I informed her there were complaints of fireworks in the area. Maritha shared a slight laugh and stated she nor any of her family members set off any fireworks. There were 6 people at the residence, which included 3 younger black males, Maritha's sons. I explained what the video surveillance had showed. They denied having any knowledge of 3 subjects who had passed by their garage to conduct this act. This was of concern to residents. They admitted to having been inside the garage with the door open when this incident occurred. Mm-hmm. Okay, but you told us you were in bed. Yeah.
Can I not get out of bed and go?
Hold on, it says, wait. They said it was 6, okay? Mm-hmm. That was my play brother over there.
The point is, I can be wherever I want on my property.
Yes, you have the right to be anywhere you want to be. We'll be right back.
I believe that Maritha either wants to sue us or have our children taken away from us.
Maritha called DFS and made some accusations that I had a 3-year-old unsupervised.
Our oldest son was pulled out of class, which was very humiliating for him, and was questioned about my younger 2 children. And a social worker arrived at our home to investigate our house.
DFS found that it was a lie. This lady was sick and ill and bullying my children.
Did you call DFS and file a complaint?
Yes, I did. You want to know why?
Yes.
Because her daughter was out in the backyard with underwear on, she was not fully dressed.
They were playing around the boat that was propped up against her house. Okay. And along with, I don't know which one of her sons, the boat almost fell on the girl, and the girl was screaming. No one came out the house. No one.
Well, it's a neighborly thing to do to just.
Is it a neighborly thing? Yes, to try to protect children. Yes, there is.
But if you really thought there was a danger, you could resolve that within 30 seconds with a phone call versus a week later, DFS comes out.
That was, because it takes them some time to come out.
Yeah,
and
but you can resolve.
By how?
If you just let her know. Everybody is just pointing fingers at each other, and nobody is taking any reasonable ownership of anything. If I ask you guys something, well, they did all this. I ask you, they did all this. I ask him anything, he quotes me as constitutional rights. I mean, come on. At some point, somebody has to have the common sense of saying, let's try to defuse the situation and get along. I mean, I made a list of the allegations that they have against you two. That you asked Maritha if she was into swinging. You're telling me that this woman came across the alley and asked you if...
We don't have alleys.
Well, whatever.
Right, where we used to live, and we felt safe in the alleys, yeah.
But she came over to you and asked if you were into swinging. And
part of her conversation, yes, she did. As she explained to me that he had some issues going on with bad checks. The conversation did go a lot of different ways, yeah.
Okay. And that she filed a restraining order because you were a convicted felon, told the entire neighborhood about your background, screamed if you people ever lived in a normal neighborhood, stole your cat, told neighbors you're from a bad area in North St. Louis, told neighbors you have heavy artillery in the house, took pictures, recorded the family, called Melanie a and said, get out of my neighborhood, complained about Melanie to her boss, and got her put on administrative leave.
I wouldn't even know the first phone number to call for her work.
Oh, really? Wow, your neighbor is one of my best co-workers, friends that you like to gossip to. How amazing.
Could they get this information?
From you.
But you said you did the investigation. You said at the beginning of the show, you took time to investigate us.
Quit accusing me of everything that happens to them. It's not me calling. It's not. They accuse me of everything. There's 81 houses in my subdivision.
Yes, we have
God,
called.
but it's you going over to the other neighbors.
We've been going over to those neighbors.
It's not Alan, it's you.
We've done
It's you.
Okay, let me interrupt here. At some point, everybody has to stop being a right fighter and start deciding that they're going to be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And you'll start saying something and then you get all self-righteous and you bet you by God. Okay, that's fine. But if you want to decompress the situation, then you need to start finding a way to extend an olive branch on both sides here. They believe that you are agitating with the other neighbors. At some point, somebody has to say, you know what? Whatever has happened, the only time is now. The past is over. The future hasn't happened yet. The only time is now. I tell you what, we'll take a break. And when we come back, I'm going to put some verbs in my sentences and tell you exactly the 4 or 5 things that I think both of these guys need to do to have some peace. Well, I'm back with some neighbors. They've not been very neighborly. For one reason or another, things really got off on the wrong foot here. And being the incurable optimist, I certainly hope that it isn't a racial issue. It doesn't feel like that to me. And I really hope that at some point you can decide, you know what, I'm going to hit the reset button here. And I'm going to decide that whatever has happened has happened. I mean, do you think that you have conducted yourselves perfectly in this situation?
No. You mean towards them?
Yes.
No.
Do you think you've conducted yourselves perfectly in this situation?
Absolutely not, no.
You know, y'all's attorney is here. This is Venus Harry. You're the attorney for these folks, and you're having to represent them with some of the things that have spun up out of all of this, which, God, I hope all that goes away. But what you really want, I suspect, is for them to have what I'm talking about is the peaceful existence in their own home, right?
That's correct. I mean, everyone wants to be comfortable in their home. And it's really sad when your home has become the place where accusations get levied against you. And now we go into courts and now we're having judges and attorneys deal with neighborhood issues. But when you're accused of something, you have no other choice but to hire someone to defend you.
We need to de-escalate this whole thing. You need to ask yourselves, what can I do to improve this situation? If you're sitting there thinking, well, okay, then that get away with lying. Okay, so maybe each of you see things from a bit of a different point of view. Okay, you've not walked in her shoes or her shoes in the years that they've been in this world. You don't know what they've been through that causes them to see the world from a different perspective. And you two have not walked through their world. You don't know what she's grown up with or what's in her past. You don't know what he's grown up with or what's in his past. You don't know other people's experiences. You just have to decide, we can choose to say, I'm gonna try to outdo the other side on being a hero in this situation. I am gonna be the one that extends the olive branch. I'm gonna be the one that just says, hey, if there's gonna be a blow up here, it's just simply not going to be me. Now, has she offended you? Has she offended you? I'm sure they have, because I'll bet you get her wrapped up. I'll bet you she's got a rapid fire mouth on her that could go. And I've got a picture of you testifying from your patio over there, like a wide-mouthed bass. There you go. So,
like you're in a marathon.
I like that picture though.
I do. I like passion. But why don't we just relax and everybody de-escalate this situation? I guarantee you'd feel a whole lot better about everything if you did. Can you do that?
I'm willing to try, most definitely.
Seriously. And if you get a chance, everybody in your neighborhood, I'm going to have a big rating in y'all's neighborhood. Everybody's going to watch this. And so I'm talking to everybody in this neighborhood, all 81 houses, Well, there's 79 of you because 2 of you are here. The other 79 of you, look, be good role models for your children. Reach out across the abyss, and you might learn something you didn't know otherwise. But I want you to tell me you're going to take a fresh perspective here, hit the reset button, and start this over.
I've been willing to do that all along.
I didn't ask you
Sorry. Yes, I
about
am willing.
how righteous your spirit is.
No,
I asked you if you were willing to do that.
Yes, I am.
Look at her and say, I'm willing to
I am
hit the
willing
reset
to get
button.
past this. I'm willing to push the reset button.
And you're willing to push the reset
I've already
button.
pushed it.
And I didn't ask you. Man, you just got to re-up them every time, don't you? Good God. Going to have a cage match here. You're willing to hit the reset button. And you're willing to hit the reset button, okay? And I know you are, right? Okay.
Okay, so because I feel like these people are going to leave this show and go back to the same old stuff. I don't think anyone changed their minds here. But you guys let me know what you think about this. Drop it in the comments.